Hello, friends. I wanted to hop on and chat with you about the importance of doing nothing in order to boost your creativity. Now, in today's busy world where busyness is worshiped and rewarded, and we're told that, busy people are doing it right, it can be really hard to carve out space and time for ourselves to simply sit and exist and let our minds clear. But we're finding now, and neuroscience is confirming, that creativity is greatly boosted by these stretches where you're not switching from task to task. What happens is your brain goes into this kind of default mode when you're not doing a lot of switching from task to task that requires your attention, or you're doing something mundane like folding laundry that does not require your full intellectual engagement to carry out. What happens in the brain is it goes into default mode and it's using less glucose. It's not having to do neurological switching the way that it would if you were multitasking, looking at your smartphone, scrolling on social media, checking your email 100 times a day. All of these kinds of tasks, which now in our modern world we're so involved with all day long, responding to text, responding to emails, talking to people online, researching. Even when we're sitting in a park, you go to a park and you'll see people sitting under a tree with their phone like this. So we're in this state now where we're chronically task switching many, many, many more times a day than we were ever designed to. And every time you task switch, you move from doing one thing to another that requires your intellectual attention, you burn glucose in your brain. You're using fuel. All that neurological switching that the brain has to do for you to multitask or switch quickly from task to task, that burns resources. And after a time, we got nothing left for creativity. All the brain can do is just try to keep us functioning while we're doing all this stuff all day long. So the problem arrives when you don't feel inspired. You think you're stuck. You think you have writer's block. Or you think maybe you're just not cut out for this job that you have, or maybe you're just not creative anymore, or you ran out of ideas, which is ridiculous because creativity doesn't run out. The more you use it, the more you have. So all you have to do is maintain your vessel in a state that allows the creativity to come. Most important thing you can do for that is nothing. I literally schedule time to stare out the window and do nothing, but just stare. Because it allows my mind to decompress, to empty out anything that's pressing. Any pressing matter for me on a personal growth edge will come at that time, and that's fine. I'll write it down or address it whenever. The purpose of that time is to mentally decompress, to make space for those creative downloads to come in, and to allow my brain to rest, to not burn so much glucose, to go into that default mode where I'm just sitting and I'm not using my mental body in the same way as if I were writing or working on the computer or answering emails or updating my blog or whatever it is that you do. You have to make that space or you will cease to see your creativity coming through in any kind of meaningful way. The mind gets too busy. All you get is this spinning action. You'll need an idea, you'll need a solution, and you can't come to it. You just feel frustrated, and then fear starts to rise, and the emotional body engages, and it's just a big old mess. All you really need to do, because trust me, you're creative enough right now. You don't need anything. You just got to make space for yourself. And sit and do nothing is a great strategy. But also, if you're just really feeling like you can't find the time or the space today to sit and just do nothing, make sure you have a mundane task that you can carry out without thinking about it too much, like folding the laundry or cleaning or something along those lines. Something that you've done many, many times before and that's not going to feel new to your brain. Like, don't go clean someone else's house because that's a different space and you'll be too engaged. But just, cleaning your own kitchen, sweeping or vacuuming, whatever, taking a walk in the park and then sitting on a bench and just looking and noticing. Any of these things would work. Some people like to take a nap or meditate. Obviously, I've mentioned many times that my meditation practice greatly increased my mental and creative capacity because of the amount of space that I had in my consciousness for things to come in once all of the spinning thoughts and flopsome and jetsam that the mind kicks up had time to settle. So I encourage you, if you want to increase your creativity, if you got a problem and you need a solution to it, don't make another list. Don't check your email. Resist the temptation to play Candy Crush or whatever you were going to do on your phone. Just unplug it all and just go sit somewhere and say, I'm going to give myself time to decompress. I'm going to make space for the solution to come in, and stop thinking that I need to think up the solution. The solution comes to you once you make space for it. The ideas come through you once you're clear enough to be a conduit. The creativity can live and breathe through you as long as you're not too busy doing a bunch of stuff to hear it knocking at the door. So go do nothing. Have fun.